Didn't think you could still surprise me, but proposing in front of Count Reneld? That was a whammy. I wasn't sure if you were serious then, but I am now. And my answer's yes. Whatever happens, however long it takes, when I'm finally Queen of Dubrillion, you'll be my king.
You think the people of your world are ready for a guy like me?
No one's ready for you. That's what makes you perfect. We'll have a royal wedding someday, but let's do something personal right now. I, Risha Drayan, take you as my future king. I promise to be faithful and always apologize when I get snippy with you, except when you're wrong.
What you said, plus this, I'll never skim more than 10% off the royal treasury.
Only 10%? You really do love me. What do you say we make this even more official? So, how does it feel to be married?
Come to my quarters this time. I've made some modifications for you.
How can I resist that offer? You never told me you were an engineering genius. I'm staying in the captain's quarters from now on. Just because we're married doesn't mean we can settle down. We've still got lots of people trying to kill us.
Bureaucratic fools. Never seen the business end of a blaster, but they'll tell me how to run a war. I'm Hoth's new chief strategist. My predecessor dug us into a deep hole, fighting this war by the Senate's rules. He controlled Clavern Sector, a prime piece of real estate, for months, and never capitalized on it. Now we're in danger of losing our best shot at victory.
What makes this patch of ice and snow different from the others?
It's perfectly positioned for accurate long-range artillery attacks on enemy bases. Whoever controls that sector takes this world. We could win Hoth using Clavern Sector's artillery position, but my predecessor let the enemy crowd us out. We need to secure that region. And now we've got another problem. Whole squads being ripped apart by something. Don't know what. All we find are butchered remains.
There are lots of hungry beasts out there.
I'm not talking about some rogue Wampa or White Fang pack. These aren't random attacks, but it's not the Imperials or White Maw either. Whatever's doing this is vicious, slaughtering us for pleasure. This enemy takes our men by surprise, tears them to pieces, and vanishes without a trace. The soldiers are terrified, but we can't retreat.
Is there a reason you're whining to me about it?
You've been fighting for us since you landed here. Thought you might care whether or not we win. Unless someone takes out this enemy, we'll lose Clavern Sector, and then Hoth. Everything we've sacrificed will be for nothing.
All right, I'll do it.
Our best recon team is scouring the sector to pick up the enemy's trail. Their leader is a Tal's commando. Coordinate with Captain Armoruk. Find whatever is slaughtering our people and stop it. Good luck.
Shh, keep it down. Risha? I thought that sounded like you. Did you finally decide to join us on the straight and narrow?
Hardly, but I figured it's just like you to go ground in the enemy's treasury.
I figured it was the last place his bloodhounds would go sniffing.
The Imperials are thick out there. We should go, quickly.
It's not that easy. He's got his fingers in the Republic now. The Void Wolf's been recruiting. He's courting Hutts, the White Maw, hitmen for hire. Anyone who won't pledge loyalty goes to hard vacuum. And he's got enough spies in our space station that my cover was blown the minute I landed. What do you think? Is there a way you can smuggle me up without any of his people or our people catching wise?
As it happens, smuggling's my specialty.
Ah, now I see where Risha found you.
You wouldn't even imagine.
I was going to hide in there. It's an automated cargo shuttle full of everything here the Void Wolf thought worth keeping. Go to the space station and get security to let us through, and you're welcome to keep everything in it. I trust you can come up with a story to explain why you're shipping Imperial droids off Hoth.
Stop it right there. I'm going to need your ID, your papers, and a blasted good reason why you're flying in and out of a war zone for kicks.
This is a private job for Jedi Master Suma Lee. You want to tell her you tried to stop me?
Far as I know, our Jedi advisor was killed weeks ago. I think I need to take a look-see, make sure you're not trying to smuggle valuable resources off Hoth.
I wouldn't do that. Master Suma Lee said the cargo is Force-sensitive. Non-Jedi can go blind and deranged just at the sight.
I knew it. I knew they wouldn't keep sending bodies down there if there wasn't something special under that ice. Load your ship and get out of here. I'm telling the boys.
Blind and deranged? I can't believe you fell for that. I can take it from here. I've got my own ship stashed a few hangars down. This one's a keeper, Risha. Thanks for the help. You're welcome to any of the salvage in the shuttle. Some of it might fetch a good price. And I'll make sure you get anything I learn about the Void Wolf.
Mission accomplished. Sheris is safe.
I admit, I was wondering what to think of Senator Dodonna's pet project. But you saved a life here, and aided the war. I can say nothing but thank you.
Not, but I have another job for you? Because I get that a lot.
Nothing now. Although I'll keep the offer in mind. Perhaps we'll catch up again sometime, Risha.
Not sure my current occupation will bring me anywhere near the Jedi Temple, but maybe.
I hope this war ends swiftly enough that I will not have cause to call on you again.
Set course for Voss then, Captain? The permits from Dodonna just came through.
If it gets me closer to Rogan's head on a plate, Voss it is.
I took the liberty of looking into the place. Weird planet. Just made contact with the rest of the galaxy after a Sith ship crashed there. Apparently the whole planet's on the leash to some cult of Force users. Empire and Republic are both playing along. This'll be one to wear your best shirt. And remember to say please.
Why is that? Wouldn't take much convincing.
I've been thinking about the future a lot lately, and I had a funny realization. Every scenario I see, you're in it. I guess that's only right, all things considered. But still, never thought I'd get this close to anyone.
That kind of talk makes me want to turn out the lights and put up a Do Not Disturb sign.
It's funny you should mention that. I've been considering a related topic. When we take over Debrillion, we'll need to start thinking about producing an heir. Maybe more than one heir. That's how dynasties stay healthy, after all.
The more the merrier. I'll put the little scoundrels to work building me a new ship.
Great idea. Father taught me all about starships when I was growing up, and I turned out great. Just think, someone with my intelligence and your reflexes, there's nothing that child couldn't accomplish. We owe it to Debrillion. Whatever happens, I promise any child of ours will have the best of everything.
Senator, I'm heading into Voss now. What should I know?
I'm glad you made it here. I'm still having nightmares about those awful creatures Rogan sent to attack me. It won't be easy to find out who he's working with here. We barely have diplomatic relations with the Voss.
Start from the beginning. All I remember is something about cyborg attack beasts and the Force.
We know the beasts Rogan uses are Voss species. What we don't know is who helped him implant the cybernetics or ship them off-world. But it'll be a lot of politics for you to navigate to get that answer. Voss was only discovered a few years ago and promptly handed the Empire its head when it tried to attack. The Republic's desperate to get them as allies.
What? You don't agree?
Well, I do if we can trust them. The Voss use the Force like no Jedi's ever seen. They'd be powerful allies. That's the thing. No one really knows the Voss, but they took down an Imperial battlecruiser without breaking a sweat. And when you ask them, all they say is, "The Mystics showed us what must be."
What? The whole planet follows a bunch of quacks?
Don't call them that. The Mystics are powerful Force users. They have visions of the future which they use to rule Voss society unquestioned. And the Voss have made it clear, break one law and the entire Republic can be thrown off this world.
You don't really think you have to warn me about that, do you?
I was almost afraid to say this, in case you took it as a challenge. I've arranged for a native guide, a diplomat named Lokir Ka. He'll be waiting in a private room off the shuttle bay. I sent him files on the beasts that attacked me. I hope he can help you track who sold them.
Hold up a minute. Commander Harada, Station Security. Glad I caught you before the shuttle. I have an urgent message from Ambassador Janik, our envoy on Voss. I'll patch him through now.
I'm sorry to detain you, but as the hero of the Esselis, you represent the Republic. Negotiations with the Voss have stalled, and I'm looking for high-profile help. Are you familiar with the planet?
Tell me what you know and we'll compare notes.
The Voss are the planet's only civilized race. We made contact with them a few years ago. They have little knowledge of the greater galaxy and only recently obtained spaceflight from us, but they're not primitive. Their society revolves around the Mystics, Force users who have visions of the future. Those visions guide every decision the Voss make, and the Voss believe they're never wrong.
The Voss only do what their visions tell them?
The Mystics see what's coming and declare what the Voss should do to achieve it or avoid it. A Republic alliance with the Voss could be key to winning this war. Unfortunately, the Empire has the same idea. So far, the Voss have refused to take sides, and they've established rigid neutrality laws to keep us in line.
The Voss have to protect themselves.
Good. I spent too much time defending Republic citizens who get into scrapes with Imperials. We need to show the Voss that the Empire only acts respectful because of the Mystics. I'm doing everything I can to expose them, but the Voss don't seem to hear me anymore. A fresh face might help.
I'm no diplomat, but I'll stand around and look pretty if you want.
It might get a little more involved than that. I'm staying at a Voss survey outpost, keeping an eye on the Empire. Commander Harada can handle the details of getting here.
Not much to arrange. Shuttle will take you to Voss-Ka, their capital city. Local transport can get you to the survey outpost. Remember, the Voss keep all outsiders confined to the alien enclave, regardless of affiliation. Someone makes trouble, ignore them.
Are you Lokir Ka?
Indeed. May the Mystics see no shadows on you, Captain, and the duty to all weigh lightly. I am your Honores. Your translation might be chaperone.
All right then. What do I do to avoid pain of fiery torture or whatever it is you do here?
Your mission has touched a nerve. The creatures that attacked your Senator Dodonna are a Gormak abomination.
Is that some kind of Vossian insult?
The Gormak are creatures of war. They create these monstrosities from beasts, set them against us. To spread Gormak creations past the stars violates every law.
Theoretically, if I wanted to buy one of these abominations, how would I sneak past the authorities?
This is not something Voss do. If you seek criminals, search your people. A settlement in the Minevra caves, called the Exchange.
Where do I find these guys?
I have been there. I have an academic interest in off-world music. My trade was with a human named Scratch. Perhaps he can answer your questions.
Kabanotase makipuna, malituta odmishka. Se gota do muti kihasa da puño, lis di woto. I'm hearing you. Piti do tenyago kakajujo, da biska ku paliya. Chonki faguta, jiho poda ji oto vokise. The work you do protects people like the Voss. This kind of peace wouldn't be possible without you. Che chopa kuma ni umpi but malia bedwana ni bobo. Umpa hupa, jikilia umpasa do biska. Chikospa ini gudad ijigliska chanagawa.
Doesn't stay.
These accusations are ridiculous. The Republic has only tried to protect the galaxy from the Empire.
The Empire offers more power and protection than the Republic ever could, minus the rigid codes of morality.
The Empire forgets the Voss protect themselves.
Let us pause here. I believe the Ambassador has some introductions to make.
Lord Beldis, speaking on behalf of the Empire. Laren Kai, envoy to the Three.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
Ambassador Janik asked for this meeting.
One might even say he was desperate for it.
I'd like to show the Voss something different. An example of everything the Republic stands for.
A criminal guilty of smuggling illegal goods across the galaxy? You can't be serious.
You might want to recheck your facts.
Outsiders lie. Off-world conflicts mean nothing. The Voss look forward. Outsiders look back. I will say no more.
An excellent example, Ambassador. Weak and hopeless. Like you.
The more Lord Beldis talks, the worse the Republic looks. We have to show the Voss what Sith like him are really after.
Diplomacy isn't usually the Sith style.
The Empire already tried to conquer Voss. The Voss annihilated them like they'd been prepared for years. Diplomacy's their only option. We know Lord Beldis has spies in Voss Ka. Our scouts think he's using some defunct Voss comm towers to communicate with them. The comm logs could prove Lord Beldis has designs against the Voss. I need someone to make it past the Empire's defenses.
Isn't a firefight worse than spying on someone?
If it doesn't disturb the peace or threaten the Voss, they don't concern themselves with it. Get those comm logs quick as you can. I'll be waiting.
Jiskoliska changanga. Umpa kumchinga. Muguto neompi bedwala ni bobo chopo uma. Shisakava kaya topa. Bubanda bakawanki.
What's the upside for me?
Tu patula musta, o grangi tampio dume dunka. Kokatichoski nawi kuchusi yomata chi pompota. Te hawa te puni is towoto. Se kada wupi upi.
Was there some type of warning or message?
Wama oto chako ga hutapawa to bampaula. Mukilima kolunki ni at bompa bushuda.